Stuck inside my ways, I'm feeling low. Stuck inside my ways, I'm feeling froze. Stuck inside my ways, I'm feeling low. Stuck inside my...
Hey guys, what's up? It's Nomad TCG here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys an Edison format deck profile. I figured it was a good time to kind of take a break from Advanced, given how crazy things are with, DP and the Adventure Engine. If you guys have not checked out Edison format, I encourage you to. It's one of the best alternative formats. Like, in my opinion, it's the best one. Like, aside from Go and Toss and all that, it's just a format where there's a lot of diversity, a lot of decks can compete. Nothing's like super absurd. There's not that many like broken cards in the format. While there are a few, you're not getting, Pot of Greeted into Graceful, into Delinquent Duo, and, you can actually play. There's a lot of back and forth. But yeah, the deck I'm currently running in Edison format is going to be Fairy Control. I'm going to be bringing you guys quite a few Edison format deck profiles over the course of the next couple months, just because it's a format I'm heavy invested in. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it, and I'm going to go in depth and explain a lot of my choices. Alright, so to start, we have ThreeDimensional Alchemist. This is kind of like the heart and soul of the deck. You summon him, banish a card off the top of your deck. When he dies, if you have any banished monsters, you can add one of the banished monsters back to your hand. He is a fairy. There's a lot of cool like minor interactions that you can do with this guy that I really like. But he kind of like best normal summon in the deck. Also being a light monster, works with Honest. You can pitch this off Orange Light. I mean, it's just by far your best guy in the deck. Then we have 3 Shining Angel and 1 Nova Summoner. So I don't really like Nova Summoner at more than 1 just because this only summons fairies from your deck, while a Shining Angel can grab you light monsters from the deck also. So there's some other guys that I play that aren't fairy, but they're just really useful light monsters in the deck that this can recruit out. I think 4 is the perfect number because if you open with 1, it's an instant Kristya. So basically what you do if they have a bigger monster like a Stratos, an Alias, Dark Grepher, you can just kind of ram your Shining Angel 3 times, get out Nova Summoner, crash, and then from there you can summon out your Honest, and then main phase 2 drop Kristya, and then bounce the Honest to your hand. So that's like my favorite thing to do with the deck if I open one of these alongside Kristya. So next, one of the best things that we can summon off of our Shining Angels is going to be DD Warrior Lady. This card is absolutely absurd in this format. I mean, you have like so many good tuners, and like this format is heavily like grave reliant. So you have like Treeborn Frogs in the format. You have Dandelions, you have Sanguine, you have Plague Spreader Zombie, Goblin Zombie, Pyramid Turtle. The list goes on, and there's just so many cards that you can banish and not have to deal with DD Warrior Lady. This also can get over quite a few things. Like Pyramid Turtle's 14, so ramming into that or like a zombie and banishing it is really, really nice. Then we play 3 Soul of Purity and Light. Now this card is a card that I played at 1, then I played at 2, then I played at 3, then I went back to 2, and now I'm back at 3. This card is just really good for your grave control. It's always going to help you keep the amount of fairies you need. Also helps you can just summon this out by not necessarily banishing fairies. You can banish like your Rykos, your Thunder Kings, the DD Warrior Ladies if they're in grave. Like, this card is absolutely phenomenal. It's also 2000 attack. It also makes your opponent's monsters weaker. So this with Kristya is almost like game all the time. Like, it's just really hard to crack just because they can't really make anything that's bigger than Kristya. Then we're going to play our 3 Orange Lights. The reason I'm so like high on this deck is because this format doesn't really have hand traps. Like DD Crow is almost in every side deck, but Herald of Orange Light is actually like a main deck hand trap you can play. And stopping like stuff in battle is really important. You can kill synchros with this. You can kill like Honest and damage step Kalutes. Like, this card is crazy. Yes, you are going to be taking that neg 1 because you're doing a 2-for-1 trade. But if you're setting up a Kristya, or if like it's putting you that far ahead and you're already controlling the game, like it really doesn't matter. Like these older formats are a lot about like card counting and card advantage. But, you know, as always, if you're winning and you're in a winning position, that is the goal, is to further your winning position. So that's what this card does. Alongside our friend Honest. I have another Ghoster coming in the mail, so don't judge. But yeah, this is another hand trap. Like, this card's phenomenal. Makes any of your light monsters get over anything. Anything swinging over one of your guys, you have this. It's really funny when, like, your opponent's inspecting to, like, run over your Shining Angel, or, like, bait out a DD Warrior Lady, and then you can, like, just send this from hand to grave. And then they're like, oh, shit, now I can't kill the Warrior Lady. And your, you know, DD Warrior Lady's 3K, 4K, you know, whatever it bumped up to. Then we play 3 Ryko. This deck doesn't really have, like, spot removal, besides, like, one card I'll show in a minute, but this card gets in there. You mill your fairies, get rid of problem cards. One of the decks that I think this deck struggles with can be, like, the Glad Beast matchup in a way. Just because, like, you're getting kind of ran over a lot by those monsters, and Radiari can rip stuff out of your grave. Murmillo can deal with stuff. Now, if you get Kristya out, that's not necessarily a problem. Machines is another deck that I don't really like to play against with this, and Black Wings can be a pain in the ass too. Honest can get in there. But yeah, we like killing big monsters, so we don't have much spot removal, so this is the card that does it for us. Then we play 2 Thunder King Rio. There's some decks that, you know, this card's not great against. Like against like a Monarch deck, like a Frog Monarch deck, anything like that, this card absolutely sucks. It's just getting eaten alive by like a Caius or a Ryza. But if this thing is out against a deck it matters against, and it's protected, like you have Honest in hand, and this thing can stay alive for turns, this card is absolutely crazy. It's really good against like the zombie deck, which is gaining popularity, just because it can shut off goblin zombie searches and negate, you know, the first synchro they bring out, which kind of puts them far behind. And then we have Freed the Brave Wanderer. This card is another card, you know, you can just normal summon out. Has a lot of good graveyard control by banishing light monsters. It's another spot removal card too. This is one that you don't have to set. You can just summon it out, banish 2, pop something. So I really, really, really like this card. Awesome tech. I even thought about possibly like considering a reinforcement of the army just to search this or the Warrior Lady out. But yeah, other than that, great card. And then the boss monster of the deck is going to be Archlord Christina. So this is like the end-all be-all. You summon this out and almost no deck in the format can play. You just have to have 4 fairies in the grave, and then you can add back a fairy. It helps, you know, with your resources. If it dies, it gets returned to the top of the deck. Absolutely phenomenal. Like, almost all the time that I summon this, it's just game. Like, your opponent just really can't come back from this. Especially if you do it, like, if you turn 1, summon this, like, your opponent's automatically on a clock. They don't have very many turns to try and deal with this, because 2800 smacking them time and time again, where they can't drop Fader, Gorge, Trag, like, it's going to get scary real fast. Now, on the spells, so we play 3 Book of Moon. So, we obviously want to deal with, like, Shuras or Fire Dogs, things that are attacking us that can potentially like give our opponent advantage. Also, if our Shining Angel's trying to put in damage and they flip Deep Prison, this can also, you know, stop that. You can reset Rykos with this. This is just one of those versatile cards where you can really do anything with it. You can be on the aggro with it or play defensively. Then we play Brain Control. I mean, standard staple in that format. MST and Heavy Storm. Need to get those pesky backer out of the way. You know, clear bottomlesses to summon Kristya. Clear skill drains, oppression. Deal with Deep Prisons again. You know, Mirror Force, Torrential. A lot of good trap cards in this format. And then on the traps, we play 2 bottomless, Solemn, of course. Trap Dust Shoot, one of the most cracked cards in this format. Just amazing. The hand knowledge tells you what trap cards your opponent has, tells you what monsters. Just having this card in a good hand just allows you to play the game to your maximum, like full potential, and you almost never should lose when you resolve this card. Then we play Mirror Force, Torrential, standard. And then one of my techs is Call the Hunted. I like Call a lot just because we do play Ryko. And if you're Ryko a Kristya away, and then you can chain Call to bring back Kristya to stop stuff. You can bring back like your D-Alk to get advantage. If you have to like Herald and pitch an Honest, you can like get the Honest back, bounce the Honest to your hand. I think this card is just like something that not a lot of like fairy lists have explored, and I think it's definitely worth trying out. I really have liked how the cards performed so far. I mean, there's a lot of cards in your grave that you want to bring back that can honestly like swing tempo in your favor, like even bring back a Shining Angel or anything like that, just getting you to what you need. Like this card is actually incredible from what I've played with it. And then the last one is going to be Return. We're banishing a lot of cards with Soul and with Freed, and our GD Warrior Ladies, our D-Alks. Like this deck does a lot of banishing. So you resolve this, you're winning. Like most of the time, if you resolve it on your turn, you're killing your opponent. So great card. So that's going to be it for our main deck. It's 40 cards. In Edison, you don't really have a reason to play anything over that. And then now, I'm not going to show off a side deck, but because like it changes depending on like meta with Edison. So it changes so frequently, there's really no point to show it off. You can definitely check out other lists to like see standard side deck cards for this format. But for the extra, we play Armory Arm. The reason I play 4 is because if I have to normal summon a Herald, you can turn Ryko and Herald into Armory Arm. And then we do play the Colossal Fighter in the extra, so you can do that OTK if it calls for it. Also, like mind controlling a Diva or a set Ryko, normal summon Herald. Then we play Catastor, Android. Just good 5s. Brionic. This card's absolutely absurd in Edison because, this was pre-errata and you can just pitch as many cards as you want. Goyo Guardian. Black Rose. We like nuking the board. It's really crazy to, go +3, +4 on your opponent. Ancient Sacred Wyvern. This card, if there's a life point difference, you can literally just kill your opponent with it. So this card's really absurd. Avenging Knight Parshath. In the Fairy deck, you got to play it. It's really good. Red Dragon Archfiend. 3K. 8-star. Not much else to say there besides you can wreck a lot of defense position monsters. Deals with annoying cards like Reaper and all that. Thought Ruler Archfiend, who doesn't like gaining life points. The Colossal Fighter to do the Armor and Arm OTK, or just to make a huge guy if you're playing against like heroes or something. Stardust Dragon, the best 8-star of all time. I mean, I can't say of all time. There's some pretty good 8-stars like Savage Dragon in the main meta, but back in this time, this was your go-to. Protecting back row is just so important, or like if you know your opponent's on Ryko, just make this and you got it. Mistworm. Trishula wasn't out yet in this format, but this is just like a good 9-star that can bounce a lot of cards to hand, can deal with like synchros or just deal with like back rows, ends up being like a giant Trinade. And then lastly, because this deck has a hard time with the machine decks, like we played 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So yeah, that's the 15 for the extra. I hope you guys liked the Edison format deck profile. If you do, please let me know in the comments. I'm probably going to be uploading a zombie deck here soon, and then like Black Wings Dragons. Like I have so many Edison decks that are going to be on their way. So if you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, like this video, and subscribe. And hopefully soon I'll be bringing you guys some more advanced format stuff. I know I'm going to be picking up the Despia deck here soon, so kind of give my take on that. But yeah, thanks for watching.